Welcome to the True Wealth Investors Real Estate Podcast. Creative investing strategies to help you build true wealth. I'm your host, Chad Harris. All right, gang. Good to have you back. As always, please subscribe, leave a rating, review. Always appreciate it. If you leave a comment, I'd be glad to get back with you. Let me know what's beneficial or what's helping you. That I always appreciate hearing from people. So today we are talking about the question, is now a good time to buy real estate? Is now a good time to invest? And it might be the nature of the market or the nature of investors in general, but there's a lot of questions specifically right now about, have we reached a peak? Are interest rates high and getting ready to drop? Are they high and this is the new norm? Could they go higher? And it seems like business news is interpreting any quote from somebody on the Fed. And it's just interesting times. And there's a lot of people that I don't agree with it, and I'll go into why. There's a lot of people I meet who are saying, I'm waiting for fill in the blank to invest. So I'm waiting for interest rates to drop. I'm waiting for prices to fall. I'm waiting for more inventory. I'm waiting for whatever it is. And they have this idea that the market is tough now. So interest rates are higher than they used to be. Inventory is still low. It's hard to find a good deal. If you do find a good deal from a wholesaler, you may have difficulty financing it because you can't use traditional financing. And so there are difficulties. And a lot of people, too many in my opinion, have this idea that if I just wait, things will get easier. Well, one, I want you to hear loud and clear that things don't get easier. It's just that the difficulties change. So right now, it may be hard to find a deal, but it's fairly easy to find a good tenant. Or if you're flipping, it may be hard to find a deal, but it is very easy to sell that deal to the end buyer. All right. Now, if we wait, let's say a person waits 2 years, let's say they wait 4 years, let's say the market drastically changes. There's inventory everywhere. Interest rates are low. The economy is struggling. And so they are trying to lower interest rates so the economy will take off again. Well, in that scenario, it may be cheaper to finance properties, but lending restrictions are probably going to be heavier. And so it's going to be harder to borrow money. Maybe cheaper, but it's going to be harder to qualify for the loan. Additionally, you may be able to find a good deal because there's inventory everywhere, but it's going to be hard to find a good tenant to fill the property. Or if you're flipping the property, when you go to sell it, that end buyer, your retail buyer, is going to have trouble financing it, or you're going to have trouble as the investor marketing your property because there's a lot of inventory and there's properties everywhere for sale. So in my mind, it's not that is now a good time to invest or will it improve later. It's or is it difficult to invest now, or will it be better later? There are always difficulties. Buyer's market, seller's market, there are always things that make it difficult. When I started, there was inventory everywhere, foreclosures everywhere. And so now people say, oh, well, it would be easy to start back then, right? There were houses, cheap houses all over the place. That was the easy part. The hard part was nobody would lend any money. And so you had to work really hard to get the money to buy those houses. That's why they were cheap. Nobody had access to any money. And then once you bought it, very few people had a good job or a good paycheck, steady paycheck. So it was hard to find somebody to live in the house. And so if you look in the past and you say, oh, it was easier then, you're fooling yourself. Okay. It wasn't. There were just different difficulties. So there's a quote in stock investing that says, time in the market will always beat trying to time the market, which means if you just consistently, in the stock context, consistently buy stocks on the long haul, you will do much better than if you try to pick when stocks are cheap and when you're going to make the most money. If you're constantly putting in your money and getting back out, you're going to lose ground to the person who just consistently invests. And in reality, the same is true for real estate. When we see opportunities, we need to take them, whatever that market is. If we get a good run and we see a lot of opportunities, we need to run with it. Okay. We're going to end up making a lot of money in little windows, but there's no way to plan when those windows are, right? We need to constantly be looking for deals, constantly raising money, constantly making offers. And if we constantly do those things, we will consistently find success. Right now, if you're one of those people that struggles with financing deals and you want to learn how to raise money from private lenders so that you can have access to a lot of money with interest only payments for long-term loans at low rates, I recommend 6% interest only for 10 years. That's what people I work with are raising all the time. And so if you'd like to learn more about that, you can go to the website, the contact page, and schedule a call, and we'll talk more about that and what's involved. All right. Otherwise, I recommend you get out there, you start looking at deals and making offers, raise some money. Let's get this ball rolling, because in my mind, there is no day better than today to invest in real estate, except possibly yesterday. If we'd have done it yesterday, we'd be even better off. Okay. All we have control over is today. Get out there, get moving. Start building your dream life or keep building it. Okay. And do it one door at a time. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week. We are adding new episodes every week, so make sure and subscribe and check out all of our content at truewealthinvestors.com.